Now we're going to go through the process of exporting the render passes and creating an action to load them into Photoshop. This will save you a lot of time in working with ZBrush. One thing, you can zoom out on your canvas to make sure you're rendering appropriate for the size of your canvas. The document specifications are here. If you create a new document, you have to resize it. Okay, I save all of my renders to the same folder, and I don't rename them. I let ZBrush just give them the name. It's important that you have a render pass in there for each item. I think it's important that you export them in sequence. So there are 6 passes, and there should be 6 in here. So select them all and open them in Photoshop. The one in the foreground needs to be the render pass. Click record, and do selection, load selection. We're going to do this in order too. We're going to start with depth, new layer, layer mask icon, and at depth. Select the background layer in between each time. Load selection, shadow, new layer, layer mask, shadow. It looks like there's nothing there, but there is. Select the background layer, load selection, AO, new layer, layer mask, AO. This time we're going to go to load selection, and we're going to load the mask, which is the next one. And this time we're going to do Command J and then Command J again. And then we're going to merge them down because ZBrush doesn't render things 100% opaque, and we need them to be opaque. Select the background layer, fill it with white. In fact, you could hit D for the default colors and then white for the background color, and that will make sure it fills with white. Select layer 1. Now we're going to load the last one, which is subsurface scattering. And we're going to make a new layer, add layer mask, and name it SSS. And lastly, and then we're going to group these or use a clipping mask. So we're going to hold down Command Option G, select the layer, Command Option G, and this just ensures that when we do something on one of these layers, that it only appears where there's paint on this layer. Then we're going to make 2 more layers. One is going to be called Multiply. And this would be set to multiply and also grouped or clipped. Make another layer and call it Opaque Paint. And group it as well. And now they're all grouped properly. Last thing we're going to do is we're going to select layer 1 and option click on the eyeball. Image, trim. We're going to trim it to transparent pixels, which makes it just the size of the image. And now we're ready to save. Do a save as for the image. It's important to do a save as and not just a save. I'm going to call it. Okay. And now we will do close all. Yeah. Close all. And go back to save and click that, tick that little mark right there, and that will make sure it gives you the option of renaming it when you save it. Stop the action, and that's it. Really the best way to do this is then to test it to make sure it works, is to go into this folder, select all the items, delete them, export them back out. Again, in order. It's important to do it in order. Okay, so there they are. I'm going to open them all at once. And now that they're all open, we can come up here and run our action, and it should just work. I'll call this one Test Render. Okay. And that is it. Close our actions. And our action is set up to Command Shift F6. So every time I hit that, it'll look in that folder and load all the images up. right? And I'm not going to go through and show you how to do all this right now, but suffice it to say that you'll use these, especially if you're part of a 3D pipeline in your rendering, okay? So I think that will do it.